Humans have always invented rules to safely explore what terrifies us. The latest iteration of this impulse started rolling across the internet from a rainy stretch of Los Angeles. To play the game, creators followed a strict operational blueprint. A broadcaster goes live exactly at 3 a.m., kills every light source in their home, and navigates the floor plan completely blind while reading chat comments aloud. The audience provides the conflict. Viewers are actively instructed to flood the comment section with fake warnings, artificially manufacturing dread for the creator walking through the dark. This dynamic works because of a psychological mechanism called parasocial safety. The audience experiences the thrill of a haunted house, secure in the knowledge that a physical, glowing screen isolates them from the creator's reality. The trend succeeded entirely on a shared, unspoken contract. Everyone involved knows the threat is a performance. That contract held up until a 16-year-old creator named Ava initiated her broadcast on a Friday night. Within minutes, her algorithmic reach pulled in over 80,000 concurrent users. They arrived expecting the usual routine of jump scares and nervous laughter. Initially, the broadcast followed the standard template. Ava walked through her kitchen, then her living room, finding nothing out of the ordinary. Then the cadence of the chat broke. Instead of individual viewers trying to land a creative joke, the comments fractured into a unified, urgent wall of text warning her about the hallway. A single warning in a chat room is a prank, but when tens of thousands of independent observers abandon the joke to validate the exact same real-time threat, the situation shifts from crowdsourced entertainment to crowdsourced panic. We can measure exactly when that panic peaked. This line chart illustrates the live EOR metrics for Ava's broadcast, showing a sudden, sheer cliff drop as thousands of users abruptly disconnected from the feed in a matter of seconds. They fled because of a specific prompt that cut through the noise, posted by a user named @WatchingYouLive. It simply read, "Because it's behind you now." Ava turned the lens toward herself. Hovering inches over her shoulder was a pale face. It held completely still, smiling entirely too wide. Ava screamed. She dropped the phone and fled upstairs. For nearly 2 full minutes, the surviving audience stared at a static, pitch-black shot of Ava's staircase, listening to silence. Then something peeked around the top corner. It was tall, impossibly thin, and its limbs bent at incorrect angles. The audience watched it crawl upside down the stairs, straight toward the lens, right before the feed cut out. The nature of the horror changed the moment the phone hit the floor. It stopped being a tool for audience interaction and reverted to its basest function, a cold, unblinking witness recording an event. Within an hour of the broadcast ending, platform moderators identified the sequence and completely scrubbed the original video from their servers. But deleting a highly traumatic file rarely kills it. Instead, it triggers a response known as digital contagion, where the act of platform censorship directly incentivizes users to aggressively archive, mirror, and distribute the restricted media. This network map visualizes how the surviving footage proliferated. A single surviving clip from one central viewer rapidly multiplied into thousands of interconnected upload clusters across the grid. Because these new distribution nodes were decentralized and slightly altered, they bypassed the central moderation algorithms entirely. By attempting to erase the event, the platform inadvertently functioned as an incubator. The raw footage was elevated from a scary stream into forbidden, highly sought-after lost media, and that distribution network became the delivery system for something much worse. Users who reposted the clips began reporting that their personal devices were autonomously initiating live streams at precisely 3 a.m. The final piece of the legend requires no active participation. Viewers reported that if they looked closely into the reflection of their self-broadcasting screens, they could see someone standing behind them in the dark. The architecture of virality had been weaponized. The audience was no longer watching the victim. They had inadvertently downloaded the threat onto their own hardware. Traditional folklore relies on physical geography. A haunted house remains on its street. A cursed forest stays in its county. Digital curses bypass physical boundaries completely. They only require a network connection to find a host. The Midnight Dare Live obliterates the concept of a passive audience. In an era built on constant interaction, the distance between observing a horror and participating in it has completely collapsed.